Good morning, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures, so welcome to Moose Flats Farm. And as you see behind me, we got a late spring snow. Yesterday was sunny and beautiful, and we were planting that nectarine, and today everything is all wintry white. It's not exactly what you want to see when you're wanting to get your stuff in the ground, so let's go up to the seed shed and see where we're at there, and we got to get those peppers transplanted. Well, now that my camera and my glasses have unfogged from the humidity in here, let's take a look at where we're at and then get these peppers transplanted. So I do have finally some petunias coming on. Couple of the black-eyed Susan vines, not very many. Got some early girls down here. Early girls and Amish paste. The stevia and echinacea up there. My vines that I'm going to have to figure out something because they're starting to climb on everything. More tomatoes. Down here, the basil and delphinium down way in the back, or not delphinium, dianthus way in the back are about ready to get transplanted. Some more petunias coming on. Got more tomatoes down here. And then the peppers that we have to work on transplanting. Tomatoes over here. More tomatoes. The milkweed. It's doing good. More of the tomatoes. Everything looks really good on the germination table. As you see, the squashes and everything are really starting to take off. So let's work on getting these peppers transplanted. Okay, so I've gone through and made the label for each pepper that we're going to be transplanting out of this tray. Going to get them. And it's usually easier to pull your plugs out if they're slightly on the dry side than if they're super wet. Let's get these guys pulled out. And I was a little too aggressive on that one, but we'll plant him anyways and he may make it. So we're just gonna fill our cups up. Because this is going to be for the one with like no roots. Just poke a hole, plop him down in there, and got that guy planted. So for the rest of them, I'm going to just kind of half fill the cup, pat down the one side, take my plug, put it in there, about in the middle, and then backfill the other side. And then repeat the process through the rest of these, and we'll be back to see how far we get today. Well guys, I forgot to mention one thing interesting about peppers. Just like tomatoes, they can be up potted deeper and they will grow roots up and down their stems, which will make for a healthier plant, and because they'll be able to absorb a lot more nutrients because they have a lot more roots. So this one has kind of got some surface roots coming out on it. Okay, so right there, all of that white stuff that you're seeing, that is surface roots showing that this guy really wants to grow. So this is my last pepper. I've got them all up potted. So we'll get this guy planted. I'll show you kind of what the seed shed looks like with the peppers up potted, and then we'll go up and take a look at the hoop house. So just like with the tomatoes and doing the deep planting like I showed you earlier in this video, I'm just half filling the cup up, making a spot to put this guy in, kind of pushing him down a little bit. And then packing the soil down around him, trying to get him in there straight with the pot. So he's now got an extra inch, inch and a half, or an inch, inch and a quarter of stem to grow roots to become a really big yellow monster pepper. So everybody has been up potted. So we've got everything kind of strewn everywhere. And on the germination table, the squashes are a little leggy. Part of that is because the light's a little high, and that's not really the best, but it is what it is. And I have gone through and unplugged it, so it is done for the year. So we're gonna have to get out and get the greenhouse cleaned up and get a heater in there and get these tomatoes moved out there, because they're just getting too big for in here. And I have come to the decision that yes, I started them still this year too early, so I've made myself a written mental note right in front of my face as to when I need to start my stuff. So let me grab my coat and we'll go up and check on the hoop house. So on the way up to the hoop house, I thought I'd give you an update on the pond. Not sure how well it's going to come across on the camera, but it is clear and you can see to the bottom. Can you see the little fish? They're swimming right at the bottom of the pond. You can see all the gravel and everything in there. Right there's little Nemo. And the bog is actually due to get vacuuming out of it because it collected all the goo like it's supposed to, and I unfortunately had a duck get in. And as you see, she dug up a bunch of the cattails. I'll have to get them replanted. But I don't know if the water will let you with the glare. Let me get a different angle. Really can't see, but there is a good layer of goo. There you can see on that cattail root all the goo. And I got little wild viola. Try not to fall in. That I didn't realize was growing there. That's pretty cool. And this is Friday. We started the peppers on Monday. You remember waking up to snow. Woke up, whoa, sorry, that sun's really bright in your guys' eyes. Woke up to snow again today. And I do have some of the asparagus. Get out of the sunlight so you can see. Is starting to come up. So have a handful of the plants that are starting to push growth up through. And I'm gonna have to open that back window. It's nice and steamy in here. But as you see, the radishes are doing really good. The cauliflower is starting to take off. And the lettuces. The carrots and cauliflower in the back. And my rosemary did not do good. But these guys over here are doing good. The beets. And even though it's really warm in here, the soil itself is kind of cool, so everything is kind of slow taking off, but it's just how it happens. But it is growing. So the spinach and the Copenhagen cabbage. And I had all but given up on the celery. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but where is it? Right there. I've got some celery coming up. And I do have a couple of the Da Vinci cabbages coming on. The flat Dutch and the pak choi. And I did wind up bringing a rack that was in the greenhouse out here to put the other stuff on. So on the top shelf I have my mini roses, and then the mint and the oreganos, my onions and rosemary and thyme, and then down on the bottom the little Johnny jump ups and pansies. But I'm gonna do a quick pause and take the window down. Don't remember if I told you guys, but I did on the window put a layer of box wire to keep the cat out, and once the birds are allowed over there, to make sure they can't get in here. So let me go pop that open, and then I've got something really exciting to show you. So I'm gonna insert a clip that I took the other day of what exciting is going on. Well guys, you remember how I told you I had the one Muscovy hen that was sitting on the goose eggs? Well, Betty has actually kicked her off the nest. Betty is a goose. And I just came up to feed and check on them. Besides the fact that I have 2 more hens that have gone broody, goose-wise. And I don't know if she'll let us look. But I heard peeping coming from underneath her. It's okay, go. Let's see. And there is our first baby gosling. We got a baby gosling. Good job, Mama. And there's 2 of the proud daddies. And that is the poor mama duck that is trying to have the babies. She had moved to this nest, which had some goose eggs under her, and has been evicted. Reminds me of last year when Valkyrie was trying to hatch out Muscovy eggs that kept stealing her nest. But like I said, I've got my 3rd one there. Find a new nest box, Mama. As you see, just give everybody some scratch. There are no geese here. They're over there. So, as you saw, Betty hatched out a baby gosling. She did hatch out a 2nd one that unfortunately went up to check on her last night, and one of the other hens had gotten in there with her, and that baby did not take to being trampled and subsequently passed. I did do the debate. I grabbed the one baby gosling, put it in the brooder with those guys, and he was just crying, and so put him back with Mom, but probably if she has any more hatch out, I'll grab them early and move them to the brooder before they're bonded with her, just so I can guarantee that they're going to be safe. So apologize for the noise, but it's just the geese being what they're doing. But let's go in and check on these guys, and I will turn the volume down or edit the volume out so I won't be talking while we're in there. So, as you see, the geese have kind of taken over that nesting area, and that one mama duck got completely kicked off now that the other goose is on that nest. But, and of course, last week I'd gone through and gotten rid of all the eggs because nobody other than Betty was broody, so not sure how many eggs they have. Yeah. So it looks like the 3 hens, because that is Freya right there, and that is Betty right there, or that's Al. So it looks like I've got Betty with the baby gosling. Valkyrie is the one off by herself in that nest box, and then the one right next to Betty, I'm going to bet, is going to be Hell. So they all got goose eggs under them. Yeah, you guys are daddies. Proud daddies. Yeah, look at that daddy. Good job, guys. So let's go check in on the baby Orloffs and the 2 baby turkeys. Then I got to get these guys fed and watered. And it's one of those, I've got my Muscovy hens, they're starting to build nests, but other than that one, don't have any that have gone broody. Hi guys. But they're really starting to take off. Basically 2 weeks old now. And I was worried that Kai, the black and white turkey right there, I was kind of worried that one wing was going to be angeled, but as he's grown and his feathers have really come in, everything's turned in like it's supposed to be. Yeah. And we are planning on this door right here just to get more natural light in here, removing this piece of OSB and putting clear vinyl on it. It will let a lot more natural light in here, and they'll use more of the brooder area instead of being always at the back wall where the light comes in. They'll get more use of it. So I have this partial bale of shavings in the chicken coop on my side. And unfortunately last night I didn't get the door shut all the way. And this mama duck, besides making a mess, thinks she's going to have a nest there. Yeah, no. Got to get that cleaned up. But I did on the baby gosling, I did bring walk over there and show you, brought a food dish and a water dish out there and did a little ramp. So hopefully if she gets out, can easily get back in. So got the food and water right there. The little ramp going up to where Mom is. So I believe that is Betty. And that one is Hell. And then the mama duck that's trying to have babies if she ever stops getting kicked off. And then there's Miss Valkyrie, my old one. And the weird thing was when I was researching about the Chinese crested is they're not supposed to reach maturity until they're 3. Valkyrie is 3, Al and Betty are 2, and Hel, Freya, Odin, Loki, and Thor will be 1. They're right about the 1 year mark. So and David John's like, they probably mean true maturity, not just sexual maturity, but whatever it is, they're getting it done, and hopefully we'll have lots more baby goslings. This is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and we'll see you on the next one, hopefully with more babies and more planting always. Talk to you later. Bye.